13 Stoic ways to deal with toxic people. In a perfect world, every conversation would be respectful, every person kind, every disagreement thoughtful. But we don't live in that world. We live in one where manipulation, gossip, betrayal, and bitterness creep into families, workplaces, and even friendships. Some people drain your energy just by entering the room. Others use charm as a mask for control. Some lie without shame, while others hurt you with the truth, wrapped in malice. So what do you do when you're surrounded by toxic people and walking away isn't always an option? Do you match their behavior? Do you silence yourself? Do you explode or do you disappear? The Stoics, philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, faced worse. They endured betrayal by close friends, unjust exile, political sabotage, and public ridicule. But they didn't crumble. They didn't fight fire with fire. They mastered themselves. And in doing so, they gave us a timeless blueprint for how to remain grounded in chaos. This video explores 13 Stoic ways to deal with toxic people, not as hacks or life tips, but as deep internal practices that reshape how we respond to conflict. These ideas are not meant to sound clever. They are meant to be lived, applied, practiced. Each principle is a door, and each door leads to a version of you that is calmer, clearer, and unshakable. Let's open the first one. 1. Don't be surprised by bad behavior. Marcus Aurelius. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. Marcus Aurelius wasn't being cynical. He was training his mind to prepare himself not for if hardship came, but when. He understood that disappointment is born from false expectation. When we expect people to be kind, reasonable, fair, and they're not, we suffer. But when we accept that the world is a mixture of both light and shadow, we stop taking it personally. The Stoic doesn't lower his standards, he lowers his shock. He meets hostility not with naivete, but readiness. Start each day by rehearsing reality. Remind yourself, not everyone will act with virtue, but you still can. 2. Control what you can. Epictetus. Some things are up to us and some are not. This may be the single most powerful Stoic teaching and the antidote to emotional chaos. Toxic people want to pull you into their world, to control your mood, your attention, your behavior. And often we let them because we try to change them, correct them, fight them. Epictetus would say, you're trying to control what is not yours. What is yours? Your thoughts, your words, your choices. That's it. You don't get to choose how others speak to you, but you always get to choose how you respond. And in that response lies your freedom. Whenever you feel pulled into someone else's storm, ask, am I choosing this or reacting? If you don't control yourself, someone else will. 3. Lead by example, not emotion. Seneca wrote, it is not that we are given a short life, but that we waste much of it. Toxic conflict wastes life. When someone is shouting, blaming, or criticizing, you have two choices. You can mirror their emotional state, or you can model your principles. A Stoic leader doesn't need volume to be heard. Their composure is the message. Leading by example isn't just about teaching others. It's about training yourself. Every time you remain calm under pressure, you rewire your nervous system. Your clarity becomes a lighthouse for others. Your restraint becomes a mirror. The moment you stop reacting emotionally, you stop being manipulated. 4. Remember, they are a mirror, not a judge. When someone insults you, what do you hear? Do you hear truth, or do you hear projection? Most toxic people are not clear-eyed critics. They are distorted mirrors. Their words reflect their own insecurity, trauma, or ego, not your worth. The Stoics understood that criticism says more about the speaker than the target. Marcus Aurelius would journal about people's faults, not to judge them, but to remind himself not to absorb them. Try this. When someone says something cruel, pause and think, what wound must they carry to speak like that? Compassion doesn't mean permission, but it does mean freedom from their poison. 5. Set boundaries without rage. Most people think setting boundaries means confrontation, but Stoics knew that real strength is silent. Marcus Aurelius taught that we can remove ourselves from harmful people, not with anger, but with intention. Imagine a fortress. It has gates, it has guards, but it doesn't yell at intruders. It simply does not let them in. Your life is that fortress. You don't need to defend every decision. You don't need to justify your peace. Boundaries are not walls built in fear. They are choices made from clarity. Practice this. Say no with grace. Leave without shouting. Limit access without guilt. The most powerful boundaries are the quietest ones. 6. Don't argue to win. Seneca reminds us that the wise man does not fight over trivialities. And most arguments with toxic people? They are emotional traps, designed not for truth, but for control. Winning the argument might cost you your peace, your dignity, your time. Let them be right, if that's what they need. Your silence isn't surrender, it's strategy. It says, I value peace more than proving a point. Choose calm over clever, stillness over scoring, because real strength never needs to shout. 7. Focus on duty, not drama. Epictetus would say, you have a role to play. A father, a daughter, a teammate, a citizen. Play your role well, even when others fail theirs. Stoicism isn't about controlling others. It's about mastering your own performance. You act with kindness because you are kind, not because they earned it. When faced with drama, don't become an actor in their theater. Focus on your duty, your virtue, your role. Ask, what does my best self do in this moment? That question silences 1,000 distractions. 8. Use their behavior as practice. Marcus Aurelius called obstacles training partners. Each challenge was a gym for the soul. Toxic people are the weights you lift in that gym. Every time you choose not to react, you grow stronger. Every rude comment is an invitation to build patience. Every manipulation is a test of your clarity. Shift your mindset. They're not enemies, they're practice. Ask, what is life trying to strengthen in me right now? This is the Stoic way. Turn harm into fuel. Turn offense into training. Turn conflict into character. 9. Don't let their poison become yours. Epictetus warned, if someone succeeds in provoking you, understand that your mind is complicit. They can spark the flame, but only you can let it spread. Toxicity is contagious, but so is self-mastery. Don't mimic their behavior to prove your strength. Prove it by staying rooted in your values. Their behavior is theirs. Keep it that way. 10. Maintain the inner citadel. Marcus Aurelius wrote often about the inner citadel, a fortress of the soul. No insult, betrayal, or injustice could penetrate it. Build yours. Inside it lives your truth, your values, your reason, your peace. When the world shakes, retreat inward, strengthen the walls, light the lanterns, sit in silence. No one can storm a citadel you refuse to open. 11. Forgive without reattaching. Forgiveness is not reunion, it is release. Seneca taught that the wise man forgives, not for others, but for himself. You forgive so the poison doesn't stay inside you, but you can forgive while keeping the door closed. Remember, letting go does not mean letting in. You can wish someone peace and keep your distance. 12. Reflect before reacting. The Stoics practiced premeditatio malorum, the rehearsal of adversity. Why? So they could respond with intention, not impulse. When emotions rise, pause, breathe, write, walk. Your greatest weapon is the space between stimulus and response. Use it. The longer you wait, the clearer you see. 13. Choose who you become. This is the final and most important principle. You are not defined by what others do to you. You are defined by what you become through it. Toxic people reveal our edges, our shadows, our ego. Use that mirror. Ask, what version of me does this moment invite? And is it someone I want to be? Stoicism isn't just about enduring pain. It's about transforming it. Let every interaction make you wiser, softer, sharper, stronger. Let their chaos be your clarity. Toxic people have always existed, and they always will. But the Stoics didn't teach us to flee from them. They taught us to transcend them, to meet insult with insight, to meet betrayal with boundaries, to meet hatred with honor. Your power lies in how you show up. You don't need to fight them. You don't need to fix them. You need only to master you. So the next time someone tests your peace, smile inwardly. This is the path. This is the gym. This is the lesson. Thank you for walking it with me. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who's ready to rise above chaos. And remember, the strongest man in the room is not the loudest. He is the most centered. Until next time, stand firm, speak little, and live deliberately.